Let me show you how I cook this easy garlic butter basted beef tenderloin from Market House. So simple, they ship it overnight and only takes 35 minutes to cook. All right, we've got our gateway drum rolled out here. We're gonna cook some beef tenderloin on it today. Let's get fired up with some roll up lump charcoal. All right, we're just gonna take a couple of these tumbleweeds here, put off in here. I just kind of stick them off in the charcoal like that and usually lay something, these bigger pieces like right around it like that. Now I'm gonna come back, light her up. Now when I light it up, I wanna make sure my vents are open, the lid's off a minute. I'm gonna give it about 8 to 10 minutes before I slap the lid on it, let it breathe good, let that fire get caught up before we settle it down to what we're gonna cook with. Let's cook a 4-pound beef tenderloin from Market House. It's already been trimmed and it's left whole. Let's get it out of the pack. Now you can see we have a choice tenderloin here from the Market House. This is perfect for the holidays. They leave it whole. They already skin the silver skin off of it and everything, but they leave all the tail meat on it for you. So you can use it for any other dishes you want. So for me and my family, we're gonna take, and I'm gonna take this really simple and really easy, okay? I'm gonna separate this out and I'm only gonna cook about that much straight of the Chateaubriand of the filet or of the beef tenderloin. And I'm gonna save this tail meat right here and cook it at a later time is what I'm gonna do in a different dish. But this right here, that's the perfect tenderloin. You can see there was hardly any trimming on it whatsoever besides just to remove it from the tail. If you wanna cook it with this tail intact, that's just out like we were leaving it here. You can tie this up exactly just like that. Just remember, with this being a little bit bigger, this end is gonna take a little bit longer to cook than this end. When you cut it down to the center cut portion of the beef tenderloin, you're gonna get a more consistent cook is what we're looking for. And it's only a handful of us eating, so we don't need the whole thing today. Some families need the whole thing though. Now you can, easy, convenient, overnight shipping from Market House. Use the code HEATH15 at checkout. You can get this shipped direct to your door along with other seafoods, meats, pork, anything like that. They have it all. All right, let's tie our filet up here, our beef tenderloin. So I'm gonna throw it down here. Now you don't need much on a beef tenderloin, but you need a little bit just to kind of keep it stable. All right, we're gonna call it a day on that. It's all tied up. Now let's get it seasoned up. All right, now that we've got our filet tied up here, I'm gonna use a little bit of Wagyu beef spray here. If you hadn't seen this, it's made by the same people that make duck fat spray. I kind of like it. Now you just wanna get your choice beef tenderloin rubbed all down in that. And today I'm going with my garlic butter seasoning. You use your favorite seasoning, whatever you like, but I'm going this garlic butter. It creates a unique crust and a unique flavor that's gonna be unforgettable. Remember, this may seem like a lot of rub, but remember, it's just gonna be on the outside, that's it. It's pure beef flavor on the inside. I'm gonna roll it all around that pan there, pick all that up. Make sure it's all good and covered. All right, now the last step, pepper. I'm coming back with fresh ground black pepper. All right, it's picked up all of that black pepper. Not gonna hurt with a little more. All right, our beef tenderloin has been setting out roughly 4 hours. You can see we're setting at 66 degrees internal. So this is not gonna take a huge amount of time to cook today. Your cook time is gonna vary on how long you let your tenderloin set out. So not only does that go with a beef tenderloin, that goes with any type of meat, any thick steak, anything. Letting it set out is a good thing. And today, we're running 68 degrees outside today. And that's a wonderful day, and this meat's at 66, so it's almost as ambient, and it took over 4 hours for it to get there. just to explain that to y'all. And that was in the house, of course. So we've got our gateway drum set up right here. You can see how the vents are about a little over halfway open. We're running at 300 degrees. Now, when I let the air in this, of course, we're gonna get some flames. Now you can see I've got my butter, thyme, rosemary, and garlic in a skillet here, and I've got it ready to go on. I'm gonna put it on the same time I put this on, even though I'm not gonna need it really soon to baste with. You're probably gonna wanna know why then. Well, this butter right here will allow me, if I drizzle a little bit over that flame, that kiss of charcoal, it's gonna shoot some flames up and get a little more flame kissed on this beef tenderloin. And that's how I like doing it. You do it any way you like it. Let's get started. I'm gonna go on here, right in the middle of the rack, and I can hear that little bit of sizzle going on. Well, you know what, I better hear that. I'm gonna turn that around where that's just like that. Now, I'm gonna get this grill lid on and I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna give it about 10 minutes and I'm gonna check on it in here. See if that butter's melting. If it is, I'm gonna drizzle a little bit over that fire. I know the tenderloin's not gonna be ready to be basted with anything yet. I just wanna get that bark set just a little bit. You can always take this out. Once you cook it in here to get that flavor and that charcoal flavor, pop it in your oven at 500 degrees, kind of set a crust on it for just a minute on broil anyway. That's the way you don't overcook it and you're not just leaving it in there to cook. That's just another tip. All right, we've been on about 10 minutes. Let's get in here and look at it. Ooh, our butter's starting to smell good. Drizzle a little bit on this loin. A little bit of that open flame in there now. We better get this thing shut. Now we're gonna give it about another 10 minutes and we're gonna get back in here and do the same thing again. Ain't let it get too hot, just a little bit. Now we get that back on there. That was a 5-minute mark. We're gonna go 5 more minutes. All right, it's been another 5 minutes. Let's get in here and check it. I'm gonna kind of turn this thing over. Before I baste with any more butter, I'm gonna check the temp. Looks like we're hitting about 112 in the center right now, 111. So that's still gonna have to finish cooking. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna need a total cook time of about another, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. But we're just gonna hit it with a little more of that butter and get the lid back on and let it smoke for about another 5 to 8 minutes, and then we'll check it again. All right, it's been 5 more minutes. I'm gonna get back in here and kind of roll this tenderloin again. Ooh, that's getting right where I want it to be. I can already tell you now. Look at that, 122, 121. I'm gonna get in here and pick it up now and call it and be done. I'm just gonna let it rest. That garlic butter beef tenderloin, woo. Let's take it in the house, let it rest. Now we're gonna need to let this rest about the same amount of cook time that we had. I'm gonna say about 20 minutes, maybe even 25 minutes. We're gonna let it rest and then we're gonna slice into it. All right, just to recap about our garlic butter basted beef tenderloin from Market House. Market House shipped it in to us overnight. We trimmed the tail end off a little bit and cut it down to the Chateaubriand. All we did was take some butcher twine, tied it up where it cooked a little even, seasoned it up with a little bit of our garlic butter rub and a little bit of black pepper only. Then we put it on our gateway drum. We had it fired up with roll up lump charcoal. It had a total cook time of about 35 minutes. After the first 10 minutes, we started rolling it around and basting it with butter and just letting it go. It finished out about 122, 123 degrees, and then we let it rest for 45 minutes. That is the key right there, 45-minute rest time. Let's get in here and look and see what it looks like. Now I'm gonna go on this end right here. I'm gonna cut one piece off. And look at that, perfect. Let's go down one more. And I'm gonna slice this whole thing up. Look at that, perfect. Filet mignon. Our beef tenderloin. As you can see, this beef tenderloin is great for a huge family meal, and I didn't even cook but really half of it. And so you could feed a ton of people and cut these steaks smaller and everything else. It's just an amazing deal you get when it's already trimmed. You're not having to trim any silver skin off, any fat whatsoever, anything. All you got to do is put a knife in it, open it up, split it down if you don't want to cook all of it or anything like that, or just tie it up and go to cooking. Market House definitely makes it easy, and to be a choice USDA beef tenderloin, this looks incredible. There's only one thing left to do, and that's get in here and try it. So for me, I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna cut me a cube right out of the middle here. Taste that good beefy flavor. And what goes really good with this is some creamy horseradish. I'll try to throw this up and show you a video on some creamy horseradish too that I'm about to make to serve with this. It's really good. I'm gonna put this over the top for sure. That's incredible. By far, really, really good meat. You can tell it's got the right aging on it, and my God, it's tender. It has the right chew. The Gateway Drum done a heck of a job today, creating a unique flavor, almost like a grilled flavor, but kept it really moist and tender on the inside. Really unique how it does it, keeping that meat off of that fire like that, letting everything drip on those coals. It gives it a really unique flavor. I know you and your family is gonna love this for the holidays, so be sure to give it a try. If you order from Market House, Heath 15 at checkout, they'll hook you up. Remember, if you like what we're doing on our channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along. Be sure to ring that bell in the corner to stay subscribed. You'll get a new video every week. If you like this video, be sure to follow us along on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and of course YouTube. I'll see you next week with another video.